Does this look familiar?
This is the scene of the harvester attack. Launching that pickup truck was pretty. I think we burned 8,000 gallons of diesel fuel that afternoon. I think we launched it like 100 feet in the air, and it went about 200 feet down the road, and it weighed about 8,000 pounds. So there's that's a real car going 100 feet in the air.
What do you think about people walking away from explosions like this?
It's a genre. It's a cliche, and it's almost expected. It would almost be a mistake not to do that, I think, in those kind of movies.
Does it drive you nuts at all?
Yeah, who in their right mind would stand out in the open with the building blowing up behind them? I mean, obviously there would be high explosives in a building, and the fragments are traveling 10 times the speed of a rifle bullet. You're not going to duck. It's just going to be over. You're going to be dead.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, if this really happened, this is, I think, one of the Wolverine movies. I cannot remember exactly which one this is. Like, if all of that is really occurring, that explosion is there, he's there, what in this case, like, really happens?
So, like, you can see that debris flying in the movies. On the set, that debris is lightweight, cork, balsa wood. It's not going to go very far, and it's not going to have much energy. But if it's a real building, it's concrete and steel. So as it's flying past him, if it hit him, it would go right through him and kill him. It's not fluff. It's hard objects getting shattered with, tremendous energy. And the radiant heat from the fireball would probably make him start to run and react. You're just not going to not react. I don't know.
Yeah, you're not. But this one looks more like that might actually have been there.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not that close. And, like I said, we can direct the debris very specifically and put the actor very close and have debris blow past him on both sides. And it looks like he's in the danger zone, but he's actually in the clear zone.
Have you ever had somebody not be rolling?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. Sometimes it's, one of many cameras, so it's not the end of the world. Sometimes the camera jams. Sometimes the battery dies right at the moment. There have been a couple of those. That's
happened more than once? I would think.
It happens enough that it's, they always ask, are those batteries fresh? Is there any reason we're not going to get this? Like, are you sure everyone's going to be rolling and up to speed before they pull the trigger? I think on the Enemy of the State building, there was a fire truck it's a long story. I don't know if you want to hear the whole thing, but.
Oh no, I'm hooked. I'm already in.
So you saw there was a train that had to drive by the building, and there was cars that had to leave. Stunt guys had to run out. Helicopters had to fly in, and all this had to be timed with the building explosion. Primarily so that everybody was in a safe spot, but so all the action in front of the cameras was happening at the right time. So we had the whole city closed off, and the blasting machine is being charged up. The detonators are all in place. Everybody's standing by. There's a countdown of actions for all the different pieces. The train has to start early because it takes a long time to get up to speed. And all these things are happening in this big, long, elaborate timeline, cueing all this stuff to start, including cameras. And then there was a fire or some emergency call on the other side of this big, giant lockup. And the fire trucks had priority, and they drove right through the lockup, and they crossed in front of the path of the train, so the engineer had to stop the train. And when that happened, it put the whole sequence out of whack, but there was no stopping and resetting because our 10-minute window of closing the interstate was about to expire. So they had to go for it. And the helicopters had gone and done their pass and had cleared out, and the building hadn't exploded. And many of the cameras rolled out of film before the explosion happened. So they got it on like 3 or 4 out of 14 cameras.